What are the hidden challenges of being a highly spiritual person? While spirituality can bring deep peace and fulfillment, it also comes with its own set of struggles. In this video, we'll explore the less talked about aspects of living a spiritual life, from feeling isolated from mainstream society to dealing with emotional sensitivity and finding like-minded communities. These challenges can make the spiritual path a tough one to walk, but understanding them can help you navigate it more smoothly. Stick around to learn more about the obstacles you might face and how to overcome them on your spiritual journey. Isolation from mainstream society. Being a highly spiritual person can sometimes feel like you're living in a different world. Your deep beliefs and spiritual practices might make it tough to connect with the mainstream. While others are focused on the hustle and bustle of everyday life, you might find yourself more in tune with deeper, more spiritual matters. This difference can create a gap that's hard to bridge, leaving you feeling a bit out of place. It's not that you don't want to connect with others, but when your values and priorities don't align, it can feel like there's a wall between you and the rest of society. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, as if you're walking a path that few others can understand. While your spirituality brings you peace and fulfillment, it can also create a sense of separation from those who don't share the same perspective. This is one of the hidden challenges of being highly spiritual, finding your place in a world that often seems to be moving in a different direction. Balancing material and spiritual worlds. Trying to balance the material world with your spiritual beliefs can be one of the toughest challenges for highly spiritual people. On one hand, you have the everyday demands, work, bills, responsibilities that require your attention. On the other hand, there's your spiritual life, which calls for time, energy, and focus. Juggling these two sides can sometimes feel overwhelming. You might find yourself torn between wanting to succeed in the material world and staying true to your spiritual values. It's not always easy to navigate this balance. For example, while you might want to spend more time meditating or connecting with your inner self, the realities of life often demand that you focus on practical matters like earning a living or managing your household. This constant push and pull can create stress and inner conflict, making it hard to find a sense of harmony between these two aspects of your life. Striving to keep both worlds in balance is a challenge that many highly spiritual people face, and it's something that requires ongoing effort and mindfulness. Misunderstanding and judgment. Being highly spiritual often means seeing the world in a different way, and that can sometimes lead to misunderstanding and judgment from others. Your unique perspectives and practices might not fit into the conventional mold, and this can make people uncomfortable or even critical. Whether it's how you approach life, the rituals you follow, or the values you hold dear, others might find these things unusual or hard to relate to. This lack of understanding can lead to feelings of alienation, especially when those closest to you, like friends or family, don't get where you're coming from. They might dismiss your beliefs as strange or out of touch, which can be hurtful and isolating. It's tough when you feel like you have to constantly explain yourself or defend your way of life. Facing judgment and criticism because of your spirituality is one of the hidden challenges that many highly spiritual people encounter. It requires a lot of inner strength to stay true to who you are, especially when the world around you doesn't always understand or accept your path. Emotional sensitivity. Being highly spiritual often means feeling things more deeply than others. This heightened emotional sensitivity can be both a gift and a challenge. On one hand, it allows you to connect with others on a profound level, truly understanding and empathizing with their experiences. But on the other hand, it can make the emotional ups and downs of life even harder to navigate. You might find that you're more affected by the suffering of others, or that you experience your own emotions with an intensity that others don't seem to share. Small things that others might brush off can weigh heavily on you, and the pain of the world can sometimes feel overwhelming. This sensitivity can make everyday life more challenging, as you're constantly picking up on the emotions around you and feeling them deeply within yourself. While this emotional depth allows for greater compassion and connection, It also means that you need to take extra care of your own emotional well-being. Finding ways to manage and protect your sensitivity is crucial for maintaining your balance and peace in a world that can often feel too harsh and overwhelming. Maintaining boundaries. For highly spiritual people, compassion and empathy come naturally. You care deeply about others and want to help, but this can sometimes make it difficult to maintain personal boundaries. When you're so in tune with the emotions and needs of those around you, it's easy to take on their problems as if they were your own. This can be both draining and overwhelming. You might find yourself feeling exhausted because you've been giving so much of your energy to others, leaving little for yourself. It's not uncommon for highly spiritual people to struggle with saying no or setting limits because they genuinely want to support those they care about. However, without clear boundaries, you risk burning out and becoming emotionally depleted. Maintaining boundaries is essential to protect your own well-being. It's important to remember that while it's wonderful to be there for others, you also need to take care of yourself. Learning to set healthy limits doesn't make you less compassionate. It ensures that you can continue to offer your support without sacrificing your own peace and energy. Inner conflicts and doubts. Even for those who are deeply spiritual, inner conflicts and doubts are part of the experience. No matter how strong your beliefs are, there are moments when you might question your path or struggle with self-doubt. It's a natural part of being human, and it doesn't make you any less spiritual. You might find yourself wondering if you're on the right track or if your practices are truly making a difference. These doubts can be unsettling, especially when your spiritual life is such a big part of who you are. Periods of spiritual crisis can arise, where you feel disconnected from your faith or unsure of the beliefs that once guided you. These challenges are not signs of failure. They're opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. It's important to be gentle with yourself during these times, recognizing that questioning and uncertainty are part of the spiritual process. By facing these inner conflicts head-on, you can emerge with a stronger, more resilient faith that's been tested and refined through your experiences. Finding like-minded community. One of the biggest challenges for highly spiritual people is finding a community of like-minded individuals. You may seek deeper connections and understanding, but in a world where spirituality isn't always a priority, this can be hard to come by. While others might be content with surface-level interactions, you often crave more meaningful conversations and relationships that resonate with your spiritual values. It's not always easy to find people who share your perspective, and this can leave you feeling isolated or misunderstood. You might attend gatherings or join groups only to discover that the connections you're looking for aren't there. This can be frustrating and disheartening, especially when you're eager to connect with others who truly understand your spiritual journey. However, when you do find those like-minded souls, the connections can be incredibly rewarding. These relationships provide the support and understanding you need to thrive spiritually. It's worth the effort to seek out these communities, even if it takes time, because having a group of people who share your values can make all the difference in feeling connected and supported in your spiritual life. Navigating the challenges of being highly spiritual can be tough. But remember, you're not alone in this. If this video resonated with you, be sure to subscribe to elevate your life for more insights and support on your spiritual path. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on new content. Together, we can elevate and grow through these experiences.